Look at you, baby doll. Come over here. Have a word. So I have a prophecy, and you got to pay attention. So you don't get trapped and lose all your money in the next bull market top. Okay? So this is my prophecy. I think in the next crypto cycle, everyone's going to get greedy and trapped again. Surprise, surprise. No surprise there. But it's because Bitcoin and Ethereum will not have euphoric blow-offs due to their third cycle curse prophecy. But there will be signs of greed in the altcoins. Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis will say it's only just getting started. That's what I think is going to happen. I am constantly in my mind thinking like an evil dictator. Okay, how can I screw the most amount of people? Because we all know crypto's going up. We all know people are adopting. We all know the user base is growing. We all know network effects are growing. But everyone's going to get trapped again. There's going to be some cool new tech, cool new inventions coming. People get excited. It's probably been 2 years of green candles before us. So 2023, 2024, and then now we're in 2025. We're forming the third green candle, and we are green, and it's halfway through the year or something, or 3/4 of the year. Maybe we finish the year green, right? You need some sort of trap. Those monthly candles are going to be key. And I know we're going to get trapped, man. So let's look at it, right? Here's Bitcoin. You can smell it, right? You can smell it. Like, look at this. This is trapped. Look how many green monthly candles. So when you see green, people, they just keep taking more leverage. Things are going up. They're just learning from the past, right? People anchor. We're like, we got to take more leverage, more leverage, more leverage, right? So who's to say that it doesn't happen again? Okay. By the time you're watching this video, it doesn't matter what Bitcoin's price is. Who's to say, man, it doesn't happen again sometime? But my prophecy is that there's going to be a letdown. I feel it. Something is going to let us down. Something is going to betray us. See, in the previous cycle, we all blamed it on SBF, right? We all said SBF was naked selling Bitcoin and dumping us down. I think he's a scam, evil bastard. But I know one thing about life. There's always an evil bastard somewhere. You kill one, someone else takes a spot. It's like humans. It's part of us. It's part of our souls. I don't know what it is. There's always scum. You know this, right? So, in my message, in my tweet here, right? My whole message is I have this cute fat Wojek sitting down, right? Talking about greed, because this is what I think is going to happen. You got to remember, the most money is locked up in Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay? The most money. And it is, when you think about it, the most conviction. So, the Bitcoin 100K number, I think it's going to go two ways, man. One of two ways. Either this happens. Either we get to 80 to 90K and we just come back down. That's one. Or we fake it sideways and then we go to 200, trap everyone, and then we come back down. Something like that, right? Obviously, what I hope, wouldn't it be a dream if like, oh wow, you know, there is no fake out at all. We just blow through 100 and 200K and we just keep going up, you know. Of course, we'd all love that scenario. But when you think about, you know, even though Bitcoin has a halvening, there's miners pressure that's constantly dumping as well. And people take profit, right? And you're going to remember, man, like people bought Bitcoin at $500. And that's not even the lowest amount. So yeah, man, when you're thinking about, oh, I want to hold my Bitcoin at 100K, right? That guy's up 200x. And he bought Bitcoin at $500. And we all know there's people who bought way before that. You got to think about that, man. 200x for a blue chip top tier asset. Like, he's on side. Of course, they're going to tell you to hold for $1 million. Of course. So, something's going to betray us. So, just let's go BLX. BLX, the full index. I just want to show you, right? So, I go off the Bitcoin halvening just to get a vague idea of the cycles, right? So, 2012 was cycle 1. Okay? Cycle 1, absolutely monstrous. Okay? 2016. Cycle 2, monstrous from low to top, 100x. Cycle 3 was a curse, okay? Cycle 3 was a curse. Look at this little crappy thing. It was a curse. What happens in cycle 4? Well, if you want to sit here and tell me that we're going to go exponential, I want you to sit down for 5 seconds, put your socks on, and sit down. Again, please. We got to think about something, all right? Because I want to delete these. I want you to know some people will make the argument that we were meant to go higher here. We were meant to go higher to 100K, but SBF scammed us. And I have that argument. I love that argument, right? However, I want you to know something. Before SBF even thought about scamming, you had money printing plus 30% money supply, right? With, I'm going to get a dynamite emoji if you don't mind, plus 30% money supply after the zombie virus. Now, I want you to sit back and be honest with me, right? What do you think should impact the price more? What would you think would have more weight, right? We plus 30% money supply of the entire world of printing in literally 18 months, or SBF, maybe dumping, maybe scamming with a centralized exchange. Because in my world, the way I see it, this 30% money supply printing, I think, was such a powerful bazooka because the Fed is really, really powerful. I think if Bitcoin was going to go to 100K, it should have. It had every reason to, man. You had 0% interest rates and you had the bazooka. So now I'm thinking, man, this third cycle, it's real. You know from my previous video, right? I've made previous videos. You go back and watch it from months ago. You'll be able to tell that when people hit the third cycle, they get too rational. They lose the magic. In cycle 1 and cycle 2, you disconnect from fair value big time. So just to let you know, right here, we disconnected from fair value by about like 10x, 20x. Huge, huge. And in this one was about 8x. And then this one was about, in this period, I think it was 4.5x. That's right. I know these numbers off by heart. In here, friends, we barely disconnected at all. We barely, like plus 25% to plus 70%. Not even a double. That's how terrible the euphoria was. So when you disconnect from fair value, that's super euphoric, right? Look at this. The numbers are getting smaller and smaller. So why should we go, oh, we're just going to go 4x above fair value next time? Now, I won't rule it out. You can have like a Godzilla type of move where like the Federal Reserve literally does print and buy up all the Bitcoin. That can happen. But we got to wait and see, man. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think something else is going to happen. So you sit here and evaluate this. I think something's going to be the Judas and betray us, right? Ethereum is now in its third cycle. Ethereum, third cycle is a curse. So I know at some point it's going to betray us. Bitcoin, in the beginning of its third cycle, did not betray us. It showed us life. So it was only at the top. Something happened, you know? Now, obviously, I'm thinking about how we're going to get screwed. All right? I'm thinking about, here we go, 2025, 26. Are we going to stop at like 9,500 to 6K? Are we going to stop around there and then drop? I think about that, man. I think about that. What about if we don't do that? What about if we, go up to 14K to 15K and everyone's talking about 20K, right? What if that happens? Because Apple's worth 2.2 trillion. So if Ethereum hits 20,000, it is worth 2.2 trillion. So maybe the meme of Ethereum gets so strong in the world, they're like, it's deflationary and there's yield, it's a digital world bond, that meme narrative, and there's proper use case, and the value is directly tied to the use case, unlike Apple's fake Ponzi trash greater full coin stock market that no one should respect anyway. It's imaginary value. All right, you can make that argument. I can see people get excited for that too. I can see that world where we go, you know what, I don't buy it anymore. It's too high. Or I have another idea, right? What about ETH BTC ratio? What would a betrayal be, right? Actual betrayal. So we all know when ETH BTC hits 0.16, it is flippening, right? And I really think, man, that most of the market thinks it's not going to happen. So if we flip, do we like poke to 0.2? Everyone thinks we're going to stay up here and then we unflip? That's a betrayal, right? There's so many things that can happen, man. So many things. Maybe we never flip at all, right? That's so unlikely to me with all the burning and the use case that I find it hard because the use case for Ethereum is like such a larger market cap compared to Bitcoin. I see this as inevitability, to be honest. But I know there's going to be a betrayal somewhere. Something is going to betray us. That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking, who's going to be shilling it? All the Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis, right? All of them. Because they're going to be the richest. There's more of them, okay? We forget that. Even though we come into crypto, we have all these altcoins, all these crypto projects, all these communities. I love them too, man. Trust me, I love being on them. I love them. I love every bit of them. I love the leaders, I love the founders, I love learning, I love the memes, I love how everyone's new, optimistic. We're hopeful for the future. We're going to conquer everything. But you got to remember, we're outnumbered. We're outnumbered by the original people who took the punt down here and down here for Bitcoin, for example. So they're going to be very loud, man. These people are going to be very, very, very loud at the top. And they're going to be saying like, dude, you know. So the whole point of my message was I'm thinking about a trap. I'm thinking about what happens when we get up there and what can you learn from that. Because at the end of the day, what I'm seeing in my head, I'm seeing, this is what I'm basically seeing, right? Let's draw it out. I'm seeing rounded top for Bitcoin and then rounded top for Ethereum again, right? Rounded somewhere here, you know, rounded top, you know, 2025, 2026, rounded, and I'm seeing a lot of people get trapped up here. And simultaneously, while I'm seeing the roundedness, right, you know, up here, this rounded part, while I'm seeing that, I'm seeing greed and euphoria in the altcoins. Coins that are in cycle 1 and cycle 2, okay? I can imagine that. You know, I'll just get out a lot of the coins to look at for you. I'm seeing that, man. I can see it in my head. The vision is there. I can see all these cycle 1 coins going absolutely nuts. We're taking them. And I'm also seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum guys basically betray their communities. See, they're not really betraying them, but I see that narrative of people hold on to them saying, damn it, they said we won, then why did we slow down? That I can feel the frustration already. It hasn't happened yet. But this is what happens at the top of cycles, man. Think about it. Everyone knows about Bitcoin and Ethereum going to the moon. There's no risk in them anymore. None. The risk is so small. Therefore, the returns aren't going to be great. That's what I hate to say. So don't look at what price you think everything should be valued. I fell into that trap at the start many years ago, okay? The market doesn't actually care about what you think it should be valued, all right? That's just memes you tell yourself to hold through a bear market, all right? What you should look at is, and this is why it's hard, this is why you're listening to me, like and subscribe if you haven't, you should be looking at how many people understand the same things as you do. How many people around you understand that this thing is blue chip? How many people understand that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, right? This is important, you know? So if everyone understands that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, right? You might say, hey man, isn't that bad when everyone's on the same side? I'll say no, because I've seen all the surveys. Most people think Ethereum won't flip Bitcoin. The majority still thinks Bitcoin will stay number one forever. But I believe, because there's such a large portion of people who do think still, it's not a huge amount, but it's still like 60-40. 40% of people still think, 60% of people believe Bitcoin's going to hold the spot, and 40%, which is a big amount when you think about it, believes that Ethereum will flip. So I'm using this message like this. Because such a large amount of people believe in the flipping, when it does happen, even though they're a minority, it's still 40%. When it does happen, there's going to be warning signs everywhere. Warning signs, sirens. Someone's going to get betrayed. There is no edge there. Think about how many other people understand Bitcoin and Ethereum with us now. Too many. Millions of people understand this. Bitcoin, store of gold, the top, there's no top because it has no bottom, and look at all this decentralization. Everyone understands that meme, the store of value meme. Oh, gold's 12 trillion market cap, Bitcoin can go up 20x, you know, everyone understands it. And Ethereum, right? They look at the PE and the numbers coming in and the deflation and the burning, and we're a digital bond and we give out this yield and we're going to have these cities that are using it. Everyone understands it, man. Not everyone, but you get the point. Enough people are starting to understand it. Back when I was talking about this, okay, and I'm not even an Ethereum maxi, but I love Ethereum. Back when I was talking about this stuff, literally I was considered a heretic, crazy, excommunicate me out of the village. But now I can see, man, I can see the tide. There's too many people understand this now. Now, if you were a paper hand, you'd just be getting out here. But I know, hey, I'm so early to the trend, I've now learned myself. I go, hey, I'm a bit too early. So we're not so early, or we're not exactly perfectly timing it so that we should exit, right? So we're still going to let this play out. But at least we now know, man, round the tops for Bitcoin and Ethereum, people will get betrayed. Okay? Look, if a euphoric blow off top happens, oh my God, we're going to make so much more money. So, I mean, we want that to happen, but you got to be prepared, man. You got to be prepared. In a nutshell, you can't be relying on Bitcoin and Ethereum to make you retire in 4 or 5 years. All right? And then you also got to think, okay, I'll just change my time frame to 10 years. But I want to ask you this, okay? Man, 10 years ago, Bitcoin was like at $100, $30. All right? Look how much has changed, okay? Also, you had a few, like 6, 7 years ago, XRP went 500x in 1 year, and now it's retraced all of its gains against Bitcoin, and now it's sideways. So I want you to say, yeah, there are unicorns, but there's also things that accelerated and then just slowed down, right? 10 years is a long time to bet on it, a long time. And if you're here all the time with me, do you really want to say, oh, well, I'll give up, let's just buy one thing, right? I think we can do much better. While there's enough edge out here, we can do so much better. So we've now learned this. A final conclusion. Bitcoin and Ethereum will probably betray us. Probably will. The Bitcoin maxis and the Ethereum maxis will be guilty, and it won't really be their fault. The retailers who come in will consider them, you know, heathens and Judases because they betrayed us. But we're going to know that's a load of crap. It's because they all wanted, they want the golden, you know the Golden Goose is? They want the Golden Goose. There is, write this down, there is no Golden Goose, right? Which is low risk and to ultra high reward. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that, okay? It depends how you look at risk. So you can get the ultra high reward part, but it depends how you look at risk, right? You have to be early. You have to, when there's, you know, my final message, right? So Bitcoin has 40 million people in, right? Some people would say that's low risk now, okay? I would say that's high risk, okay? The best time to get BTC was when it only had like 1 million people in, okay? 1 million people in. Ethereum has 400,000, 800,000 daily active users. It was great to get in when it was only 40,000, okay? But you have no one to lean on. You have no mind for you to latch onto and go, oh, this person's super bullish because, and then there's this person, this person. That's why it's really hard, man. But you're coming to the right source. Because when there's 5 smart people saying something, then you think to your mind, okay, yeah, like I trust this. These are 5 smart people. However, it probably means you're late. You're not that early anymore. Because it's like there's a wealth. You're being spoiled. You're greedy. That's why I got that Wojak meme, right? That fat Wojak meme with his gut hanging out. You're greedy. You want 5 to 10 geniuses all to agree and tell you this thing is going up. That means you're too late, man. If you want the gains, you have to ride on the horse with me. We're riding a bull, right? You have to be in the unknown. People have to call you stupid. I never bother defending my positions to anyone. It's not even worth it because you can't convince them. People only care about price go up. They will only believe your thesis after the price has gone up. Therefore, what's that tell you? You got to get it when the price is down and you just got to take a risk. You can't know the future. Until next time, friends.